Welcome back to my YouTube channel, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and enthusiasts of all things rare and valuable. Today, we are diving into the unexpected world of a tiny copper coin that might be sitting unnoticed in your pocket change, but could be worth a surprising fortune. Yes, we are talking about the 2015 D1 cent coin, minted in Denver, originally intended to hold a value of just 1 penny, but because of its extraordinary set of rare and uncommon errors and mistakes, has been valued by collectors and experts at up to $458, an astonishing leap in value for such a humble piece of currency. This coin, often overlooked due to its modernity and ubiquity, hides a world of intrigue beneath its copper-plated zinc surface, with its unexpected and rare imperfections that have driven demand in numismatic markets through the roof, and today we are going to explore in excruciating detail every reason why this small cent has earned its place in the Hall of Fame of rare and valuable coins. Let's start with the fact that the 2015 D Lincoln cent was struck during a period when the U.S. Mint had shifted entirely to zinc-based composition for pennies, with only a thin coating of copper to maintain the traditional appearance. While the minting process had been modernized for efficiency, that did not eliminate the occurrence of minting errors. In fact, increased production numbers and machine reliance may have even elevated the frequency of certain anomalies. One of the most striking and desirable errors seen on the 2015 D penny is the double die obverse, often referred to as DDO, in which the die used to strike the front side of the coin has shifted slightly between strikes, creating a doubled appearance in the inscriptions like, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2015. The doubling can range from barely visible to dramatically obvious under magnification, and the more pronounced the doubling, the higher the value collectors are willing to pay. Some examples have been recorded to sell at auctions for hundreds of dollars depending on condition and clarity of the doubling. But that's not all. Other notable errors include off-center strikes, where the blank planchet was improperly positioned during minting, resulting in coins that have portions missing or with the design noticeably shifted to one side. A 2015 D cent with an off-center strike of 10% or more, especially with all inscriptions still partially visible, can be worth many times its face value, and specimens with 50% off-center and complete date are known to fetch over $100 in circulated condition. Then there are coins struck on the wrong planchet entirely, such as the occasional 2015 D penny found struck on a dime planchet, which results in an undersized coin with unusual coloration and missing rim details. These are extremely rare and highly sought after, with prices easily exceeding several $100s when certified authentic. Another fascinating and lucrative mistake involves die cracks and cuds, where the die itself has become worn or damaged, leading to raised, irregular lines or blobs of metal on the surface of the coin. A cut appears when a portion of the die breaks off entirely, leaving a gap that allows extra metal to fill in during striking. These can be large and dramatic, appearing along the rim and often cutting into the design elements. Collectors love coins with large cuds because they represent a clear and visible mint error, and the larger and more prominent the cud, the more valuable the coin becomes. Die cracks, though usually less dramatic, can form intricate patterns that stretch across Lincoln's face or neck or along the rim and can add notable premium to otherwise ordinary coins. Let's not forget about misaligned dies and rotated dies. On a misaligned die coin, one of the dies, usually the obverse, is not properly aligned with the reverse die, leading to one side of the coin appearing off-center while the other remains properly struck. These can be subtle or extreme, and while mild examples might not bring in huge premiums, severe misalignments can be very desirable. Rotated dies occur when the obverse and reverse sides are misaligned in rotation, for example when flipping the coin vertically, and the reverse side appears at an angle rather than upright. A rotated die of 90 degrees or more is rare and fascinating for collectors, particularly when certified by major grading services. Another anomaly involves plating errors. Since the 2015 D penny is made of zinc and plated with copper, sometimes the copper layer is incomplete or missing altogether. A coin missing its copper plating entirely will appear silver in color and can be easily mistaken for other denominations. These no copper or partially plated pennies are highly collectible, particularly when they are in high grade and show clear signs of mint error rather than post-mint damage. In addition, some coins from this year have shown blistering, bubbling, or peeling of the copper layer, which may be caused by improper bonding during the plating process or exposure to heat and pressure variances during striking. These planchet errors not only make for interesting conversation pieces but also command higher values when preserved in original condition and authenticated as genuine errors. The possibilities continue with coins that exhibit strong machine doubling, often confused with true double dies. Machine doubling occurs when the coin shifts slightly during striking, causing flattened or shelf-like doubling along the edges of letters and numbers. While typically not as valuable as true double dies, some examples with extreme machine doubling or in combination with other errors have still garnered attention and modest premiums. Then there are examples of coins with die chips, small pieces of the die that have broken off, resulting in raised metal protrusions in specific locations such as Lincoln's nose, often affectionately called a booger by collectors, eye, or beard. These can be fun and memorable for collectors and, depending on size and location, may be worth more than common sense. Also notable are strike-through errors, where foreign material like grease, wire, or cloth fibers get between the die and planchet during minting, leading to a coin that bears the imprint or absence of those objects. Coins with dramatic strike-throughs can be incredibly unique and are often one of a kind, thus highly valued by collectors who love the strange and unexpected. All these varieties and anomalies combine with the 2015 DS relatively high mintage to create a perfect environment for treasure hunting among ordinary change. Millions were minted, and while only a small fraction bear these valuable flaws, the thrill of discovery is part of what keeps collectors hunting. Authentication and grading play a massive role in confirming value. Coins that exhibit these errors and are submitted to reputable third-party grading companies like PCGS or NGC for certification receive error designations and numerical grades based on condition. Coins graded MS65 or higher, especially with dramatic and rare errors, can be worth multiples of what they'd sell for raw. Even in circulated condition, if the error is rare enough, prices soar. Demand has only increased thanks to viral social media posts, YouTube channels, and online marketplaces like eBay, where listings of 2015 D error cents have sold for prices ranging from $20 to well over $400 depending on error type and grade. Collectors are on the lookout, and the competition to find the next hidden gem has driven awareness of this particular coin into the spotlight. The 2015 D 1-cent coin also fits into a broader trend of modern coin errors gaining traction among newer generations of collectors who enjoy the affordability and accessibility of looking through change rather than chasing high-priced antique rarities. The appeal lies in the possibility that anyone, anywhere, might discover a valuable coin in their everyday transactions, a democratization of treasure hunting that has turned ordinary pocket change into exciting opportunities. It's not just about what the coin is made of or when it was minted, but what went unexpectedly wrong in the minting process that makes all the difference. And let's not overlook the importance of eye appeal. Coins with bold, unusual, or even humorous-looking errors tend to photograph well and go viral quickly, adding an extra layer of marketability to an already rare item. Coins showing Lincoln with an extra ear, misaligned eyes, or strange blobs of metal on his features are instantly shareable and draw in collectors and non-collectors alike. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, it's worth taking a closer look at those 2015 D pennies you might have tossed aside. Examine them under a magnifier, look closely at the lettering, the date, the surface texture, the strike quality. Every detail could hold the key to uncovering a coin worth far more than its humble face value. If you spot doubling, misalignment, plating issues, cracks, cuds, or any deviation from the norm, consider having the coin evaluated by experts. It may just be one of the rare error types that turns a penny into a prized possession worth hundreds of dollars. So next time you break $1 and get a handful of change, don't dismiss the 2015 D cent. It could be the key to a small fortune hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of error coins and want to keep up with the latest finds, values, and historical rarities, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover more hidden treasures from your everyday change. Next, 1975 D 1-cent USA coin. Today we dive into one of the most fascinating, overlooked, and surprisingly valuable coins in American numismatic history, the 1975 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, a tiny yet powerful artifact minted in Denver. Originally worth only a single penny but now commanding an incredible price tag of up to $417 in collector circles due to its array of dramatic errors, unintentional mistakes, and rare anomalies that have transformed this modest coin into a prized possession among collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike, so buckle in because we're about to unfold the riveting tale of how this copper-coated relic from the mid-1970s became a viral sensation and continues to be one of the most sought-after error coins of its era, largely due to its complex minting issues, misalignments, planchet problems, and striking errors that have elevated its value well beyond anyone's initial expectations, and it all begins with a quick look at the context of U.S. coinage. In 1975, a year steeped in economic flux, inflation concerns, and mass coin production at the Denver Mint, which during this period was operating under intense demand to churn out billions of coins to feed an expanding consumer economy, and with that immense pressure came numerous lapses in quality control and increased probability for minting mishaps, which directly contributed to the accidental creation of error coins like the infamous 1975 D1 cent that today can bring hundreds of dollars. At auction, when the right imperfections are found, and among these imperfections, one of the most well-known is the double die error, particularly the double die obverse or DDO, where Lincoln's profile and surrounding inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1975, appear with a shadowy, doubled outline due to a misalignment during the hubbing process of the coin die, creating a visual effect that can be subtle or striking depending on the severity of the doubling, and collectors highly prize specimens where the doubling is crisp and visible to the naked eye, especially in uncirculated condition, but DDOs are only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the anomalies that make this coin so uniquely valuable, as another highly desirable error on the 1975 D penny is the off-center strike, where the coin blank or planchet is improperly positioned during the striking process, resulting in a design that is noticeably shifted away from the center, with part of the design missing along the rim. Off-center errors ranging from 5% to as much as 90% have been found, and the value increases dramatically when the date and mint mark are still fully visible, with some of these spectacularly off-center coins fetching upwards of $200 even in circulated condition. And then there are those ultra-rare 1975 D cents that were accidentally struck on the wrong planchets entirely, such as those meant for dimes, foreign coins, or even experimental blanks, creating coins that are thinner, smaller, or with odd metal compositions, and these wrong planchet errors are incredibly scarce, often valued at several $100s or more when certified by reputable grading companies, especially when the error is dramatic and easy to distinguish. And then we have strike-through errors, which occur when a foreign object such as grease, wire, string, or even cloth gets lodged between the die and the planchet during the minting process, causing a partial or full impression of that object to be transferred to the coin's surface, leaving unusual indentations or blank spaces where part of the design is missing or distorted, and strike-throughs can be highly collectible due to their uniqueness, especially when the foreign object left a clear and visually interesting impression. And moving on to die cracks and die chips, both of which are caused by aging or damaged dies that develop fissures or broken areas, resulting in raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin surface, where the metal filled in the crack during striking. And 1975 D pennies with prominent die cracks, especially those that run across Lincoln's face, neck, or through inscriptions, can command strong premiums depending on visibility, while die chips, particularly those located near Lincoln's eye or nose, have even earned nicknames among collectors such as spiked eye or booger nose, and these humorous names, combined with the visual uniqueness of the error, only add to their popularity and market value. And then there's the fascinating realm of BIE errors, which occur when a small die break appears between the B and E in Liberty, creating the illusion of an extra letter I, hence the name BIE, and the 1975 D series is known to have several of these BIE varieties, each distinguishable by the exact shape and placement of the die break, making them an exciting subcategory for collectors who enjoy hunting down every version and paying generous prices for examples in excellent condition. And we also have to talk about repunched mint marks or RPMs, another category of error that occurs when the mint mark, D in this case, is punched more than once into the die at slightly different angles or positions, resulting in a ghosted or doubled appearance of the letter D. And these RPMs can be highly collectible, especially when they are dramatic and visible without magnification. And the 1975 D penny is known to have several RPM varieties catalogued by professional numismatists, with the most desirable ones listed in coin error guides and commanding values well above the average Lincoln cent. And beyond individual errors, there's also the matter of condition and grade. Coins that exhibit any of these errors and remain in high mint state grades like MS 63, MS 65, or higher are exponentially more valuable than those in circulated condition. with some pristine examples being slabbed and authenticated by third-party grading companies like PCGS or NGC and then auctioned for hundreds of dollars, especially if the error is both rare and visually impressive, and modern collectors have become increasingly interested in errors from the 1970s, thanks in part to online forums, YouTube channels, social media, and collecting apps that have popularized this era of coinage and elevated awareness about which coins to search for, making it even more important for you to take a second look at your change jar, because it's entirely possible that you may have a 1975 D-penny sitting quietly in a coin folder, drawer, or jar, completely unaware that it might contain one of these highly desirable errors and be worth hundreds of times its original value, and the beauty of these errors lies in their sheer unpredictability. No two are exactly the same, and even coins with similar types of errors can look completely different due to variations in strike strength, die wear, or position on the coin, adding a sense of individuality and uniqueness that greatly appeals to collectors. And let's not forget that the 1975 D-penny also represents a transitional period in U.S. coin history, with the mint still relying heavily on traditional die-making and hand-punching methods that inherently introduced inconsistencies, unlike today's highly automated minting process which reduces, though doesn't eliminate, the occurrence of such anomalies. And that historic backdrop only adds another layer of interest and value for collectors who enjoy understanding not just the coin, but the era in which it was made. And the market continues to evolve as more examples of error coins from 1975 D are discovered and cataloged, with collectors sharing photos and details on auction sites like eBay, coin forums, Facebook groups, and even TikTok videos showing dramatic close-ups of doubling, cracks, and strike-throughs that continue to ignite interest in this special coin. So if you find a 1975 D-penny, take a very close look at its surfaces, examine the lettering, look at the rim for cuds, inspect Lincoln's face for cracks, check the D-mint mark for doubling, observe the alignment of the obverse and reverse, measure its size and weight to rule out wrong planchets, and if you spot anything unusual or eye-catching, don't hesitate to get it evaluated by a numismatic expert or send it to a professional grading company for authentication, because that small cent might just turn out to be one of the lucky few that have crossed into big money territory, with collectors ready to pay hundreds of dollars for the right example, and your coin could end up being a centerpiece in someone's error collection, or better yet, kickstart your own journey into the world of coin collecting. So the next time you hear someone dismiss a penny as worthless, remember the incredible story of the 1975 D1-cent coin and its transformation from pocket change to prized collectible through a series of fascinating and valuable minting errors. And if you enjoyed learning about this hidden treasure and want to explore more amazing stories of coins that became unexpectedly valuable, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a chance to uncover the next rare gem hiding in plain sight. Last 2000 D1-cent USA coin. Today's spotlight is on the fascinating and often underestimated 2000 D Lincoln 1-cent coin minted in Denver, a seemingly simple copper-plated zinc cent that, due to a remarkable variety of minting mistakes and errors, has caught the attention of coin collectors and enthusiasts across the globe, with some specific error types pushing its market value as high as $389 for a single piece, and the 2000 D-penny might just be the treasure hidden in your change jar or tucked away in an old drawer, because its true value lies not in its face value but in the astonishing array of anomalies that occurred during its production process. And understanding why this particular coin can fetch such a high price starts with exploring the background of how coins are minted and where things can go unexpectedly wrong, because at the turn of the millennium, the United States Mint was pushing out billions of coins annually, and despite using advanced technology, the sheer volume of output left plenty of room for mistakes, especially when machinery wasn't properly calibrated or when dies aged or shifted during the minting process. And the 2000 D-penny is one of the key coins from that era that reflects these systemic vulnerabilities in the minting infrastructure, beginning with one of the most talked about and desirable errors, the double die obverse or DDO, which occurs when the coin die is struck more than once during the creation process but each strike is slightly misaligned, resulting in a doubling effect that can clearly be seen on elements of the coin such as the inscription, "In God We Trust, Liberty," or even the date, 2000, and for collectors, the appeal of a strong DDO lies in its visibility with or without magnification, and the more pronounced the doubling the more desirable the coin becomes, and there are examples of 2000 D pennies with dramatic DDO effects that have sold for several $100s, especially when preserved in high mint state grades. And then we move to the very collectible and equally significant error of off-center strikes where the coin blank, or planchet, was not properly aligned under the dies, leading to a strike that appears shifted to one side with part of the design missing, and the more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date and mint mark are still fully visible, and examples with 10 to 50% off-center strikes in the 2000 D series are particularly desirable and have sold for hundreds of dollars depending on eye appeal and condition. And another major type of error that makes the 2000 D penny so valuable is the presence of die cracks and cuds, which occur when the die used to strike the coin is damaged or worn and pieces of it begin to break off, leading to the appearance of raised lines, cracks, or blobs, cuds, on the finished coin. And these can range in size and location, but collectors particularly love coins with dramatic or unique patterns of die cracks, such as those that stretch across Lincoln's profile or through the lettering, or cuds that interrupt the rim or lettering, creating one-of-a-kind features and giving the coin a distinct personality. And the 2000 D penny has many examples of this error, including those with large rim cuds or long vertical die cracks, and depending on the prominence of the crack or cud and overall grade, these coins can sell for $100 to $300 or more. And we can't ignore the repunched mint mark error, or RPM, which occurs when the mint mark D was punched more than once into the die at slightly different angles, resulting in a ghosted or doubled mint mark appearance that is especially visible under magnification. And in 2000 D pennies, this error is quite noticeable and well documented in multiple varieties, with several RPM listings in major error coin catalogs. And these coins are extremely collectible, especially if they appear alongside other errors and in uncirculated grades. And strike through errors are another fascinating and highly collectible type found in the 2000 D penny series, where foreign material like grease, wire, or other objects get between the die and the planchet during striking and leave odd textures or impressions on the coin's surface, ranging from shallow indentations to dramatic missing design sections. And collectors are drawn to these because they are essentially one-of-a-kind anomalies, and depending on the nature and size of the strike-through error, these can sell for substantial premiums, often reaching into the high hundreds for particularly eye-catching or bizarre patterns. And then there are coins that were struck on the wrong planchets, which is rare but incredibly valuable, and occurs when a coin intended to be a penny is mistakenly struck on a blank meant for a different denomination, like a dime or even a foreign coin, which affects not only the coin's weight but also its size and appearance. And these types of errors are prized because they are so obviously different and often create immediate excitement when discovered. And the 2000 D penny has been found on dime and foreign planchets, and depending on the extent of the error and coin grade, these can exceed $300 easily, and in rare cases can hit $500 or more, especially if certified by major grading companies such as PCGS or NGC. And let's not forget about plating errors, which are relatively common on post-1982 pennies made of zinc cores with a copper-plated surface, and when the copper layer is missing or improperly bonded, it results in coins with exposed zinc, which appears silvery or dark gray in color and can either cover the entire coin, a full missing clad layer, or parts of the coin, partial plating error. And these visually striking coins are favorites among collectors, especially when authenticated and preserved in good condition. And depending on the size of the exposed area and whether the date and mint mark remain intact, these coins can sell from $50 to several $100. And when multiple errors appear on a single 2000 D penny, such as a doubled die with a repunched mint mark or a cud with a strike through, the value can skyrocket because collectors love the rarity of multiple error coins and the uniqueness they offer, since very few, if any, identical coins exist, and these are usually snapped up quickly on marketplaces and auction sites, especially when slabbed and graded by reputable services and commanding price tags in the $300 to $500 range is not uncommon. And as we've seen with modern coin collecting, the value of error coins depends not only on the rarity of the error but also on the coin's grade and eye appeal. And 2000 D pennies in mint state conditions like MS63 or MS65 with dramatic errors are far more valuable than the same coin in circulated grades, and some of the finest examples have crossed the auction block for several $100s. And what makes the 2000 D penny even more intriguing is that it was minted in large quantities, meaning millions were produced, increasing the odds of finding an error coin still in circulation. And modern collectors love this coin because it represents an affordable gateway into serious coin collecting, where the thrill of discovering a valuable error penny in pocket change or a coin roll is both realistic and exciting. And social media platforms and YouTube videos have only amplified this trend, with collectors sharing their finds and showing off unusual 2000 D pennies with errors going viral and spiking demand and prices for the best examples. And this increased visibility means that knowledge about errors like RPMs, DDOs, cuds, off-center strikes, strike-throughs, and wrong planchets has become more widespread, and more collectors are actively hunting for these coins. So if you think you might have a 2000 D penny in your change jar or coin folder. It's worth taking a magnifier and closely examining every detail of the coin, from Lincoln's face to the date to the rim to the mint mark, because the tiniest irregularity might be your ticket to a coin worth hundreds of dollars. And if you suspect your coin might be special, it's always a smart move to get a second opinion from a professional grading service who can authenticate and encapsulate the coin, ensuring its long-term value and giving you peace of mind. And with so many varieties and errors known for the 2000 D penny, including even subtle machine doubling, which while not as valuable as true double dies still adds appeal, and small die chips around Lincoln's eyes or mouth or on the date itself, which may fetch small premiums. The market remains strong and the fascination continues to grow, and these small variances in the minting process that once were seen as imperfections are now the very reason certain coins have become so desirable and valuable. And it's a testament to the vibrant world of coin collecting, where even a penny can transform into a rare and profitable collectible. And the 2000 D penny proves that with the right combination of errors, grade, and visibility, a coin intended to be spent and forgotten can instead become a key piece in someone's error coin collection. And it reminds us that the stories behind these coins are just as rich as their value, with each error representing a moment where something went differently at the mint, and that difference is now worth celebrating and collecting. And if you enjoyed this look at the 2000 D penny and its incredible errors that have turned it into a small yet mighty numismatic superstar, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive into America's most surprising and valuable coins, because the next big find could be sitting in your pocket right now.